I don't know what is in the air, but over the last couple of days, different pieces of my YouTube filming equipment have all broken down. But I got a new light, which is pretty exciting because it's very, very bright and kind of illuminates the whole area a little bit better. So that's a good thing. So I'm hoping nothing else breaks on me today. I'm looking at you two, Amazon lights. Hello everyone! I'm here today to share with you guys a new First Impression Friday, and today I'm going to be testing out some more dupes, which is why my makeup is only semi-half done. What is it, like 60% done? I'd say about 60% done, right? I love testing out dupes. It is so much fun because who doesn't enjoy saving money? And then, you know, then spending it all on lighting equipment. But regardless, I hope this all works. I'm excited to test them all out. If you like these types of videos, then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first dupe we are going to be testing out is one of my favorite powders as of late, and it is the Cody Airspun Loose Face Powder, and this is supposed to be a really, really good dupe for the Mercier Loose Translucent Powder, which is a cult classic. Everyone seems to love this product. So I'm going to be putting one on each half of the face. I'm going to update you guys at the end of the day and see if there's a difference in terms of the wear, but I have the same foundation, same primer on both sides, so we'll see if this makes a difference. Since I have tried out both of them, so I will kind of talk through as I'm applying this to my face, I like both of them. I think they are both good. The big primary difference, obviously you get a lot more product for this one. Obviously, this one is a lot cheaper. The translucent undertones for these are a little bit different. I would say the Coty one is more pink undertoned and the Mercier one has a little bit more of a yellow undertone. Coty one has definitely a scent to it, like I could smell it from here. It is very grandma chic. And the Mercier one has zero scent whatsoever. I like them both, so I'm kind of curious to see in terms of longevity if there's a difference. In terms of how they feel just kind of on the skin, they feel very velvety soft. They're both very finely milled and they do a great job in sort of making the whole area set in place, and it doesn't budge all day. So we'll see if one has a little bit more longevity than the other one and see if my foundation looks a little bit better on one side versus the other. I have two of my little velour puffs, so I will do one for each of them just in case there's any sort of transfer of the powders to make sure they're separate. Alright, so first we are going to do the Mercier powder. It does a good job in terms of setting everything in place. It is nice and easy to blend out. It doesn't have so much of a yellow undertone that it really picks up, I would say, in person or anything. And I think it's just overall a really good powder. So this is the side that is set, this is not set, and now I'm going to go in with a separate puff, and I'm going to use the Coty one on this side, which has been a favorite of mine actually recently. I talked about it in my full face of drugstore favorites. And I ordered it, by the way, for all of my Canadians out there. I ordered it off of Amazon because I can't find it in stores anywhere. So you can see, I mean, they're both really good powders. Both have set my face nicely. Both look really good on the skin. They haven't emphasized any pores or fine lines or anything like that. I think it's done a really good job. I think, however, the big test is going to be in terms of longevity. Is it going to last throughout the day? Is it going to make my, my makeup look really good for the entire length of the day? Is one going to change over the other? Who's to say? But I would say in terms of actual application of the product, definitely a dupe in that they are both good products and they both do a really good job, so why not choose the one that is a little bit less expensive? So now I'm going to finish up the bronzer, blush, highlight, all of that fun stuff, and we're going to get into the final two products for this dupes test. Alright, so now on to dupe number 2, and that is for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, which is a product that I have tested before and I love it. It is a great, great brow product. But it's expensive and it doesn't last a long time, especially if you're using it every day. So a dupe for it apparently is the NYX Micro Brow Crayon. Sorry, brow pencil crayon, whatever, potato. So we are going to do one on each eye and we're going to see if the NYX one is as good as the ABH one. So first of all, just looking at the product, they look very similar. They, I would say, are probably the same size in terms of the millimeter kind of diameter of the product itself. They're both very thin, which I like. Allows for a lot of precision when you're doing something as small as like little tiny brow hairs. The color I bought from NYX is called Ash Brown, which I thought would be a good match. And then putting some just on my hand just to kind of see. Like, it looks pretty ashy. It looks ashy, right? And then comparing it to the ABH one. Oh, you know what? The ABH one is a little bit ashier, so the ABH one wins on that front, for me at least. The NYX one is just a hair, little bit more warm tone than I would like. It also did not feel as creamy when I was applying it to my hands, so we'll see how that does when I'm kind of applying it to the brows. But we will start with the ABH one. The ABH one is creamy without being over the top levels of creamy. It's easy to blend into the brows, and it works perfectly. I love this pencil. I hope it's not too noticeable that these are two different colored pencils. Otherwise my brows are gonna look a little crazy today. I would say that the product is applying well. It's not too creamy, but it's not too hard either. But the color isn't as ashy as the Anasazi Beverly Hills one. So I'm gonna say that the Anastasia still wins in my book, but in terms of the shape and size of the actual applicator, I think that it is definitely comparable. So if you don't have any issues with needing an ashy tone, and this one's fairly ashy, it's just not as ashy, if that isn't your issue, then in terms of the actual size and the product itself, I would say it's pretty good. And the last dupe we're going to be testing out today is for one of my all-time favorite mascaras, and it is the Balm Mad Lash Mascara. I am obsessed with this mascara. It gives such beautiful lashes, a great, like, over-the-top voluminous everyday lash is the best way I can describe it. I love this mascara. And apparently a good dupe for it is the Milani Trifecta Lash Trifecta, sorry. It lengthens, curls, and separates your lashes, and it's supposed to be very, very similar to the Mad Lash. So we're gonna be testing these out, and we're gonna see if they are comparable. So first I wanna compare the actual wands themselves. So you can see with the, this is the Milani one, and this one is the Mad Lash. They are basically identical. They have that little spiky ball right at the top there to kind of really get into those nitty-gritty areas of the lashes. They have the long kind of bended wand here. Like, they're both very, very similar. So we'll see how they work in terms of the actual formula itself, and we'll see if they're the same. So we'll start with the Mad Lash, because I already know that I like this one, and we'll apply it again to the expensive side of the face. I love how my lashes look with this mascara. It just makes them look really full. It's a little bit spidery, but it's not like over the top. It's very, very easy to apply. I love it. All right, Milani mascara, what you got? So that is 2 coats of mascara on both eyes, and I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. That is a very, very similar mascara. It gives a similar effect to the lashes. It is very similar in the way that it is applied, because obviously the wand itself is almost identical. So I'm gonna say that this is a good dupe. We'll see how it wears throughout the day, if there's any flaking, smearing, if my lashes are falling, anything like that. But so far so good, I'ma say that is a dupe. In terms of first impressions, I would say that we were pretty successful today. I mean, the only one that I felt wasn't exact in terms of being a dupe would be the NYX brow pencil versus the Anasazi Beverly Hills one. I just felt that the color, while it said ash brown and was definitely the most ashy undertoned one that they had available, was still a little bit too warm versus the ABH one. It wasn't as creamy, and I like a pencil that for my brows is a little bit creamier, but it was the same size and it applied fairly similarly, so I would say it's a pretty good match, but it's not perfect in my personal opinion. But I will update you guys at the end of the day and let you guys know how the mascara held up and how the face powder held up, and we'll see if they are good dupes for, like, longevity purposes. Alright, so it is the end of the day, and I want to kind of update you guys on what my whole face is looking like, and you know what? It's doing a pretty good job. Makeup still looks good on both sides for the powder, so I would say that both are really good, which means that if you are on a budget, Coty is a great option. I think they're both really good powders though. And then for the mascara, it looks like on the Milani side, my lashes have fallen like a little bit, but not a ton. And so for that reason, I think they are, again, another dupe. So you know what? This was a successful video. Lots of really good options. Yay! And that's everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like these drugstore dupes tested type videos, and if you have any particular dupes that you want me to test out for the next time, leave them in the comment section below, or thumbs up ones that you guys want to see. I would love to hear from you. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week so far, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah!